Big Mom's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah.
Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. We're back again, me and Papa talking about.
Mama's back.
Oh my.
Tell a friend.
Yeah. Welcome to my world, y'all. Isn't he just the cutest?
Hello.
But we're talking about Welcome to Plathville, Season 2, Episode 9, the season finale.
Yeah. About time I got the season, or episode 9, season 2.
I know you're like so far behind, it's killing me. And I try so hard not to spoil things because I know you haven't got there, and I'm just like, come on.
He's an asshole.
And before we begin, I just want to say our little friends follow me from room to room, whichever, whether I'm recording here in the kitchen or in the bedroom.
You're getting exercise today.
They lay right next to me. And then as I go back to the bedroom to do my editing and stuff, they're right there. They come back and forth with me. And so I just have to give a shout out to Rascal and Molly today because they are not getting their naps in, even they're not complaining. So go them. Let's see. We started off, Micah was in Miami for a modeling agency.
That was quick.
Right?
The process was quick.
I think they found a model that was very naive, had no agent or lawyer, and was oh, he's on a reality TV show. We need that guy.
They edited most of that, like 99% of that scene.
Because becoming a model is not that easy, unless you're on reality TV.
He was in there for hours, I'm sure, signing stuff before, because he, showed him go in, look at some things, sign something, and leave.
Right. And then it showed Mariah recording her song, which is anybody who writes songs and has a recording thing, that's a very big deal.
Yep.
Now that you've heard it sung in the recording studio, how are we feeling about the song?
She's not confident enough to give an opinion yet.
Yeah, I mean,
she was singing.
It seems very timid.
Yes.
Like she's singing at karaoke and somebody forced her to do it.
Yes. Like she lost a bet.
Like I do when you force me to sing.
Like she lost a bet at the VFW or something.
Oh my goodness.
Go up there and sing.
Yeah.
She's not confident at all yet.
Yeah, so when she learns to belt it out and like give it everything,
yeah.
I think she very well could have an amazing career.
No, I think she would win like a karaoke contest at the VFW. But her confidence right now is just really low.
Yeah, can you imagine her in front of a crowd? That was her alone in a booth with one person.
You would need a shot or two in her to get her confidence up.
And then looking in on Ethan, he's looking at old cards from his siblings through the years.
There we go.
And then Olivia talks again that boundaries will protect us and help us grow. What boundaries with what? There's nothing left to take away from him except his cars.
Something obviously happened that was not on air and was not talked about between season 1 and 2. Something had the dad had to say, because he didn't deny it. You know what I mean?
About saying something about Olivia?
Yeah, he didn't deny it.
But here's the thing. He said it to someone else. And then it got back to Ethan. Still. But in small towns, that shit happens,
But
and he said, look, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Hang on. So then, we go back to them, and he's looking at these videos, and he's getting a little sad about, missing them and stuff. And so Olivia cries because he's talking about maybe going and talking to the parents about the siblings. And she acts terrified. Hang on. Sorry, y'all. Had to pause for a second and check on our little rascal guy. He likes to do his little wheezy thing sometimes. You know how it is. We've talked about it before. But anyway, I was saying that she, in the car on the way over there, she acts terrified. Like she doesn't even want to be able to see them from their front door. Like, nothing adds up.
Until we know more, and I don't know if we'll ever know more, okay? because TLC wants to keep it under wraps or whatever, you know. I'm over Olivia.
Or maybe it proves that they're just being, butts and exact. Well, we'll get to that. So he knocks on the door. Picture it. He stomps up to his parents' home, their front door.
Yeah.
Knocks on it.
I just seen it happen.
The parents, are like, "Oh, hey,
They're
how
happy.
you been?"
Yeah, that's that.
So happy. And then he's like, "Can we talk outside?" And you can see their bubble kind of burst. At least Kim's.
I think Barry's was too. He's keeping a creepy smile on his face.
But yeah, I mean, so he proceeds to stand there and say, "You can't say anything back, but here's where I stand," and proceeds to tell them off.
Yeah, no debating.
No debating, no discussion. They just have to stand there and take it on their own front steps. And Kim is just looking like incredibly sad. Barry's in there with that goofy fucking whatever smirk on his face.
Yeah, creepy smile. Yeah.
And
he doesn't know. Here's the thing. He had that dad look. Like, do I swing? Do I just let him have a say? Or, just stay in here and let him have a say and smile creepily? And
I think off camera, Barry's the one who gets rowdy. And I'll tell you why in a second. But at this point, and when it cuts to Kim and says she feels like every time she reaches out, it goes bad and everything she says gets twisted. And I believe that because of Olivia's paranoia.
Yeah.
And the way she likes to get things weird wrapped up in her head. And she says she loves him and always will. And every time she tries to talk to him or say anything nice to him, he is so snarky and just a dick. He
has it all built up and it wants to come out.
And then he demands that the children come out of eyesight with him around the corner to say goodbye to Olivia because she can't even set foot on the property because she might collapse in a puddle of tears.
Perish.
I don't know what the situation might actually happen if they see each other
puddle of tears
turn into stone. I'm not sure.
She might be the one to turn them into stone.
That's what I'm
she
saying.
Seems like a Medusa to me.
And then whenever they were like, "No, we'd really like to kind of just be visible, watch our children."
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
They weren't going to talk to her. All they want to do is stand nearby because that's their children, and they have a right to.
And it's their house, their yard.
It's like
that house has nothing to do with Ethan because he was never there.
And he demands this after her, just making them stand there and do all this stuff. And both of them gave them I'm sorry and an I love you, and he met that with a thank you. What?
He needs to have his attitude with Olivia.
And then I told you how it's gonna be to his parents.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, the kids don't really seem to mind that they can't go say goodbye to Olivia. They're just like, okay, say bye to me, okay? This is Ethan, And then whenever he does hug them goodbye, it is like no emotion. Like robotic.
Yeah.
And then he says, it's their fault. It's a Robin situation. I can't have it exactly my way, so that means that you're against me. I don't know
who that Robin is. I have no idea.
Oh, from Sister Wives.
Yeah, you can't compare the two.
They actually are very similar. Very, very similar. I just noticed that. It's just... And then poor Lydia and Kim, after he stomps off, and Kim was not faking that.
No. Kim, that was since Kim's probably as real as you get on the show, in my opinion.
Yeah, here's the thing. My opinion is...
She's all emotion.
The issue in the driveway, who was talking?
Mm-hmm. Barry.
Okay. The thing that happened between the episodes evidently was his dad talking about to someone else, okay? The issue this time, whenever Barry was like, "Oh, well, if you're telling me I'm not going to go over to the car, I'm going to go over to the car." And then Ethan has to get in his face.
Which, that was wrong.
And it was so stupid.
Yeah, we'll get to that point.
But I'm just saying, everything seems to be leading back to Barry. Yeah. But yet, he's so furious at his mom. Why? Because Olivia hates his mom. Maybe with good reason. Maybe it's like a monster-in-law and disaster-in-law situation, where they're both terrible people, and I think we did a podcast about that one.
Yeah.
About the Kim and Olivia situation.
Yeah. But I don't know. I was watching it and I was getting mad. I was mad for the parents. I was mad not for Ethan because he's making his own bed. Eventually, he's gonna lie in it.
He was acting a fool. Is what he was doing.
He was acting. He was trying to be machismo. Okay.
He was hoping that Olivia was watching and he could be all big and tough.
Yeah, I mean, do not stand up to your dad.
Olivia was in the car scrolling on her phone, happy that she had been causing more mischief.
Yeah, she's probably texting somebody, like her friends or whatever. It's like, oh, mission accomplished. We got him. We brainwashed him.
And then, thankfully, Olivia went out of town for work or something, and Ethan and Mariah and Micah got to hang out for a little while. And then it gets to where Ethan recants the story to them.
Can we go back a minute?
Yes.
Isaac.
Okay.
Telling his mom she's only making it worse. That is wrong. Because now the Olivia situation is not just Ethan, not just Mariah and Micah. Now it's leaking down to Isaac.
Yeah.
It skipped Lydia. Because Lydia's smart and I don't think she can be persuaded.
Lydia was in the back praying.
Yeah. So it skipped Lydia. All right. So it went right to Isaac.
Yeah.
And Isaac, I think that's the most he said. Well, because
both of his brothers are out of the house saying, how terrible the parents are and they're having a great life away from them.
I have nothing against Isaac. He's just being a boy, 13-year-old boy.
Yeah.
You see, he doesn't want his brothers and mom.
Yeah, I think he was trying to help.
I think.
But there's
what he should have said
a place where children should speak and a place where children should not speak.
He should have said, Ethan, you're making things worse. Is what he should have said. But he's a 13-year-old boy who is more influenced by his older brother than he is by his parents.
Well, yeah, that's pretty typical.
So, but the whole thing I was hoping Mariah and Micah would be like, dude, you got to smarten up. You can't be doing that. I was hoping, but
he did not tell the true story. He said that mom was screaming and ranting and stomping across the yard, and
that's how he sees it.
And
once they play a tape back, I'm sure
Dad was gonna go off and talk to Olivia, and he stopped him. But I mean, and you almost got into a fist fight, and I'm like, come on, dude. Yeah. There was no almost fist fight.
I mean,
you had to stare down.
But he was in his dad's face. I think he wanted to. I think he wanted to fist fight his dad
in that moment.
Because whatever happens on camera,
Olivia has been telling him for over a year that he's not a man because
he didn't stick up for her.
And there was nothing to stick up for. I still don't understand it.
I think what Barry said was true, in that she knows it's true, and she doesn't want to admit that Barry's right, and she got pissed because her husband didn't stick up for her.
She didn't look perturbed at the time.
No.
Her mouth didn't pop open. Her eyes didn't get big with horror. She didn't look to him like...
I think this is a Chris Rock, Will Smith's wife.
But if it was you and me, okay, and let's just say it was my dad, and he said something that...
Well, Dad and I almost got no fisticuffs.
Stop. That's a long time ago. Let's not talk about that.
I know.
But if he said something to me that was an insult that you didn't realize at the time was one, but if it was like I knew it was an insult to my character or whatever, I would be like this. My face would move. You would know something was wrong, and you'd be like, "What's going on?" And I'd be like, "Well, my dad just called me a whatever," and then you'd be like, "What the fuck?"
Your dad would never do that to you. Okay.
No. I'm just saying it's that kind of situation.
He would just keep saying, "My balls in your purse."
Stop bringing up.
Yes, I believe Ethan exaggerated.
Okay, and it basically downplayed his interaction and exaggerated theirs.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. I mean, they edited it, and we don't know what he said about what his part in it was, but from what we saw, it didn't look very good. But then I thought it was nice that they got a nice visit from a couple of their kids, Mike and Mariah, telling them about the modeling and
Again,
the music.
that was only for the little ones. I don't believe that was for Barry and Kim.
Oh no! At this point, they're not going over to see the parents.
I think it was a better visit than what they expected, so
Yeah.
it opened their eyes. And I also think the whole Ethan thing is opening Kim and Barry's eyes as far as making some changes.
Well, I mean,
And obviously it is.
you.
Well,
I
I mean,
mean,
what they're letting what was it Amber have one cup of coffee a week,
they
like
all get
caffeine.
it.
Yeah, but they weren't allowed to
Yes.
a long time ago, back when, but they're slowly tweaking the rules, which is what we talked about in prior episodes, about, that's what the
Yeah.
parents should do to a point, not to appease Ethan. Now, I want to do a damn thing now with Ethan.
Right? That's
Not,
me. I'd be like, you know what, dude? You made your bed. You want that bitch? You lay with her
not
in
until
it.
he comes back and apologizes for one, almost trying to throw a fist at me. Because he really wanted to fight his dad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because he's so bothered by whatever happened a year ago in the
Mhm.
driveway. That's still in his head. He even said he needs to fix that. He's not going to be a time, or he's never going to be able to fix that. But he wanted to fix it right then and there, and he thought better of it and didn't.
Because she emasculates him and
Yeah.
tells him he's not a man for not,
I thought for sure he was going to punch him.
Well, I would have hoped not.
No,
I do think better of him than that. And if
I
he would have,
don't. He's starting to go away. The good Ethan's starting to go away.
well, it's because he's constantly being browbeaten. It's like, anyway, let's talk about Mike and Mariah's visit home.
Yes.
And they're talking about Mariah's music and his modeling, and they seem very supportive. And again, all the little ones are there. They're hearing all about this, and the parents are still supportive.
Yep, and their son.
So I just, and when Kim says, like, she hears about their stuff and she's happy after what happened with Ethan, she says she's proud of him and loves him. And she got really emotional and was like teary because, like, I don't think Ethan's not giving her the chance to prove that she's changed. You know what I mean? Or is changing or willing to change.
Oh, she's slowly changing. Yes.
But he just won't. I don't know. He's just.
And she's changing for the better, which sometimes I think you're right. Barry probably is the bigger instigator, because just by the look on his face sometimes, and you know what, he's also a husband who doesn't like his kids talking to his wife the way they do, and like Ethan, the way he talks to his mom,
Yeah.
is should be a no go, and Barry's got to stand there and take it. He can't really do anything.
Yeah.
So
You wouldn't like that.
I don't now.
Well, okay, well, this is the first we hear about Mike and Mariah's possible plans of moving away for their jobs.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I expected Micah because of the Miami thing, but I didn't expect Mariah. That was out of the blue.
Well, who else announced that they were leaving this episode?
Oh, Ethan and Olivia.
Bing, bang, bong. All of a sudden, Mike and Mariah are leaving town too.
Yeah, I know.
Interesting. But I think
Ethan's bad.
as good as it is, they're both trying to be neutral. Like, they see both sides, they love both sides, so they're just gonna be neutral.
Well,
and I think that's if you are in the middle of a family situation like that, trying to get back with your parents and make it, amends and concessions and like come to an understanding and have more love and respect for each other than resentment. Then I thought they're working on that, and they've come a long way, I think.
And what Mariah said was interesting when she said, "I have Ethan and Olivia to thank, for there are situations with the parents and the moms
And the
getting better with
being willing to change.
Exactly. So she sees that the mom and dad, Tim and Barry,
Yeah.
are slowly changing, evolving
Yeah.
their kids, and she has Ethan and Olivia to thank for that. So.
Well, in a way, absolutely yes. But Ethan went about that entire thing. He should have said, hey, look, we have our feelings about each other, whatever, but we're moving away soon and we want to say goodbye.
See, and he also said another thing that was interesting. He said, well, you say that now in front of the camera. In front of everybody, in front
To
of
Barry.
To Barry, he did say that. So
Uh-huh.
that's what I'm thinking. There's
Everything
stuff.
he said regarding things that had been said to or about Olivia, he referred to Barry about. So it seemed to all be coming from him.
And off camera.
Yeah, especially.
So Barry is starting to evolve into like a shit disturber.
Or maybe he just is tired of holding his tongue and just says what he thinks.
I mean, and then that becomes a shit disturber. Exactly.
You think so?
I mean,
But
I don't.
a shit disturber to me is intentional.
Olivia, right? Olivia's a shit disturber.
Yeah.
Well, he might be doing it intentional just to get
Could be.
attention.
Maybe he's pissed off and he's like,
because sometimes if you say something about somebody, you want them to know.
Sometimes.
So you're like, well, I'll tell this person because I know we'll get back to them. So
yeah.
Maybe that's how Barry's thinking.
Well, after that emotional week with the whole thing with Ethan, and then thinking Mike and Mariah were going to come to ream them too, and that ended up okay, but then finding out they're moving away. And so, what do you think of that little fancy dinner party that Kim organized for the kids?
And that was, I think Barry next time when she wants to tell him her secret, I think he'll be like, yeah, just tell me. Instead of like, no, just surprise me. Like you
see,
said,
that would be me. I'd be like, just surprise me.
And you got surprised.
Yeah, and that was great though. But you know me, I'm all about that kind of fun thing. I would much rather have the pie fight as long as it's outside. Like they were.
What's better is that she did instead of Isaac, the young boy.
Because she knew you get that one going, and the rest will follow around.
You don't want to start with Lydia.
No, she's so tender-hearted. She'd be like, "You hate."
She'd be like, "Oh, I forgive you, Mom."
And here's my big. Okay, that whole scene, those kids did not hesitate. They were not afraid. They did not look like they were being forced to do it and pretending to have fun.
Yeah.
These kids are not abused.
No.
Okay. And so whatever these abuses or whatever it is that Olivia keeps alleging to, that Kim supposedly is such a horrible person for. So, because in my opinion, being this level of pissed off and hurt only comes from abusive situations. Like, I've been there.
So she may be talking about her own family.
And that's what I'm wondering. It's like some of this is being like, it's like a referred pain. Your pain is actually here, but it's coming out over here.
So I know the TV channel, right? The network loves the drama.
Oh, well, yeah, that's how they make money.
So, exactly. So they're not going to sit down, Olivia. They're not going to sit down, Kim. They're not going to be like, hey, what's the issue here, Olivia? Why do you think Kim was like this, like that? They're not going to do that. They're going to probably even fan the flames even more.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes the producers do. Absolutely.
Exactly. And that's why they have more seasons. In fact, I think season 3's got 10 episodes, 12 episodes, I was looking.
Oh, I'm not sure.
And season 4 has like 13 episodes. So each season is getting more episodes. So there's going to be more drama because without the drama, you don't have a TV show.
Well, that's how you get people to come back. Yeah. Figure out what's going to happen. What are they going to be up to next?
What's Olivia going to do next?
So, and
What's
then,
she gonna say?
What do you think when Barry said that never in 23 years has he seen his wife that way? Now, I don't believe for a second that she didn't get silly and messy and playful with the kids at home when he wasn't around. But,
he might not have started it. See, this was her idea. This was all her idea.
And you can tell she was having a blast. Yeah. Again, it may have been some sort of idea of the producers to do something crazy and fun for an episode.
Of steam.
But if she's the one that came up with that, and you could see that twinkle in her eye, she was excited.
She might have some buildup.
I don't see her as a bad person.
No, but she might have some
judgmental and bitchy, probably. Yeah, absolutely.
She might have some frustration built up from her kids.
Yeah, well,
And she just wanted to let it go. And
who doesn't have frustration built up from immediate family?
This was her way of letting some of that frustration go.
In a fun way.
If I can just put a pie in Isaac's face, pretend it's Ethan, that would be the best.
No, we wouldn't do that to poor Isaac. He's the best.
Not out loud. But I'm just saying, maybe that's what she was thinking. Like, okay, this is Ethan to herself. Okay, Ethan, you're taking this. And she really gave him the pie. I mean, she bent his head back. That's how hard she hit him.
He liked it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that. It was great. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was a great hit.
But, I mean, she hit him hard. But then
he was like, oh, really?
Yeah. So then he starts, then Barry, I don't even think he stood up much. He said
at the end that he didn't even get to throw a pie or throw anything. So he pied himself.
Yeah, which I think was overdoing it.
A little goof. But I think that's really his personality. I think he's a goober. That's just his personality. I don't think he's being contrived for TV. I don't think he's got that much. I don't know.
Overall, I felt bad for Kim and Barry in this episode. I really did.
Yeah, and it's I just
All their
wish.
oldest kids are leaving. They've already left the nest, but they're leaving the state.
Well, but at least the younger two of the oldest ones are at least, like they're pretty much like back in the fold at this point, right?
Yeah, but they're going to be like Mike is going to be moving to Miami. And he also mentioned something else too. He said modeling and acting.
Yeah.
So I know sometimes those two go hand in hand, but I mean,
Not always.
maybe he's going, doing modeling and also, I mean, look at Fabio. He did modeling and acting. Wasn't very good at either. Remember Fabio?
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of our listeners probably don't. But, his wavy hair and everything. David Hasselhoff was a model and an actor.
Was he?
Not very good at either. He's actually a singer too. Not very good at that either. But I mean, I'm saying
don't tell the Germans that
they come hand in hand there. So
okay. Well, this has been a long season. It feels like it's been forever, even though we just started it a couple days ago. We've been rushing through it to get you caught up. But it just, it feels like that for us. I've only just watching it for like, what is this, 9 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine how they felt living it for 9 weeks. I can't even freaking imagine.
I couldn't imagine a TV show in my house from a property for that long.
Yeah.
Following me around.
Well, I couldn't be on TV because I have too much colorful language. And I'm okay with that.
You on TV.
I got a face for radio.
It's not TLC.
That's why we do a podcast and not a live cast.
You could do one, just not on TLC. It'd be like a different channel. It'd be like HBO.
Oh, so I could curse and do what I want to know.
Or they could just beep out every other word.
They could.
Especially with you, when you and 8420 get together.
Or when I get angry. That's when they really start to fly. But anyway, nobody wants to hear about all that.
Or Mallow.
Come back. Oh, my Lord.
Or Taylor and Mallow.
All right, guys. Come back and we'll be real... Well, hang on. I can't even talk today. Season 3, Episode 1 will be our next episode. Until then, spay and neuter your pets. Wear your seatbelts.
Subscribe.
Spay and neuter your pets.
Subscribe. You already said that twice.
I know. I'm waiting for you to say.
Use your turn signals.
And please be kind.
Subscribe.
Bye.